Okay, good morning to all of you. So we have started the topic number 4, this cultivation, collection, processing of herbal drugs. Good examples are two, mentha and the eucalyptus. So in the cultivation practices, just you see here the which methods are used, then factors affecting for cultivation, then collection and processing, then harvesting, drying, garbling, packing, right? So here you are observing the these photographs of these today's two example, mint, that is mentha arvensis, and eucalyptus globulus, pudina आणि nilgiri, in Marathi it is commonly called. So we will see the first one. This is the mentha family Lamiaceae, then Labiati, or new name is the Lamiaceae, Indian name Pudina, Putiha Sanskrit, then Hindi in Karnataka Pudina also, then Putina in Tamil Nadu, and Pudina in Telugu. So mentha, it is a small herb. It is perennial herb belonging to the family Lamiaceae, distributed mostly in the temperate and subtemperate regions of the world. It shows the chromosome number is 2n is equal to 20 to 120, and two basic number of haploid are 5 and 6. The mainly the leafy part, foliage part, it is after distillation used to obtain the mentha oil or the peppermint oil is there. You are doing this one. There are some common species are under cultivation: Japanese mint, peppermint, bergamot, spearmint, scotch, and the garden mint. Mentha arvensis is our common. It is Japanese mint. Then second is 70 to 80% mentha oil is present. Yeah, mentha piperita, it is the peppermint, 35 to 50%. Then bergamot, linalool or linalool acetate, 45%. Mentha spicata, mentha candica, and the mentha viridis is there. So remember these species names. Mentha viridis is also our common. Garden mint is there. We are commonly cultivating. Here you are observing it shows the hybrid between arvensis and aquatica, and it grows from the wild over the lands of China and the Japan. The Japanese mint is a source of menthol, and the fresh leaves contain 0.4 to 0.6% oil. The constituents of oil are the menthol 65% to 75, menthol is the 7 to 10%, and methyl acetate is the 12 to 15%. So you have to remember these chemical constituents, any two. So then there it is commonly menthol is used as a flavoring agent. Then in pharmaceutical preparations, oral toothpaste or dental creams, and number of the confectionery beverages. There is also scented tobacco, cigarette, or the pan masala. It is also used. Menthol itself finds the extensive use in the medicine and in combination with the eucalyptus oil. So for the nasal and the bronchial catarrh means the coldness in the chest. So therefore it is also used as a carminative, removes intestinal gases, and analgesic, that is for the giving the asthma. Give the anesthesia, analgesic. Then it is good for the treatment of neuralgia and the rheumatism. Neuralgia, that is the for the stimulating the nervous system, central nervous system, and rheumatism, Marathi Sandivat. So pain in the joints of legs and the hands are there. So peppermint we are knowing. So it is mentha spicata. So it is also a herbaceous, having the 0.4 to 6% content is there, and it is also showing the addition. Bergamot is there. So as it is the mentha citrata is the one species. It is developed by crossing the mentha aquatica and the mentha viridis. So it increases the linalool and the linalool acetate. so constituents are there. Spearmint Menthes piccata is there, so it shows 57%. The soil required for this, it is the medium fertile deep soil. Soil should be having the water capacity, but water logging should be avoided. pH range is acidic 7 to near about neutral condition, 6 to 7.5 is ideal. Season for planting is the winter season, and the temperature it is maintained the March December to March, or from the 1 week of January to 3rd week of February. In climate, Japanese mint generally tropical subtropical, so 20 to 25 degrees Celsius temperature is favorable. It plant also growing up to the 30 °C. So as per the Indian conditions are there. Our peppermint is there, it requires up to the 41 °C temperature in UP and the Himachal Pradesh. HP means Himachal Pradesh. So also grown in temperate. The Himalayan varieties are there. Japanese varieties are the Shivalik EC 41911 Himalaya, that is MAS1 Kalka. So remember the any two species, Sambho, Kushal, MAS is there. Then Himalaya species, it is as selected the Central Institute by the medicinal and aromatic plants. They have suggested in Lucknow. Yield about 37.2 tons per hectare. T for tons hectare in 2 cuttings. So stem cuttings are taken. It measures 10 to 15 days early. Right. So these are the some variety character. Then Mentha piperita. Mentha they shows the oil content also. Then peppermint is there. Kukrel, Pranjal, CIM Madhuras, CIM Indus, and the Tushar. These are the varieties for the Menthas piccata. Then it is also a perennial herb, 90 centimeter tall, high carbon content and oil 0.6%. Spearmint, it is also showing the this character. So yeah, you are observing the good photographs of the plants also. Then propagation generally done by the stolons or the suckers, right? Then as the stolons obtained from the previous old plantings, so generally about the 40 kg stolons required for the 1 hectare on an average. So remember this. Then in land preparation, thorough plowing म्हणजे नांगरणी, harrowing, कोळपणी for the good soil condition. Then manuring is there. So FYM, farmyard manure, 20 to 30 tons per hectare. Green manuring also used. Crotalaria, त्याला आपण हे म्हणतो घास म्हणतात. So it is generally hemp. Crotalaria gensea, it is added for as a green manure, so it decomposes slowly. Then mints are generally used as on the ridges and the furrows. म्हणजे सरी काढतात ऊसाला जशी आपण सरी काढतो ridges and furrows. So it is showing the good. Then for the planting, it is done in the winter season commonly for the good crop, and secondly in the up to the January or the 1st or the 3rd week. It requires the proper stolon condition, 7 to 10 centimeter small pieces, and then they are directly dibbed or they are planted in this one. According to Salim in 2014, they have given that the proper spacing gives the proper growth of the plant is there. So 20 centimeter in 2 rows, and the 30 to 40 centimeter in 2 plants are there. So just you see, this is the field system of stolon production. So these are the stolon, and this is a field of mentha is there. So plant body, it shows the suckers are there, then taproot system is there, and this one. So the cuttings are made for the plantation. So all these are generally required. Then fertilizers after this, because vegetative growth is important, so 80 to 120 kg phosphorus is required. Nitrogenous fertilizers for the good vegetative growth, 50 kg potassium, 40 kg potassium and the phosphorus. Then Vinod Kumar in 2011 given that the transplanting is important for this one. Here it also as per the plant is there. So this is the table we have selected. So it shows the about the per hectare per acre FYM 160. So go through it. Then spearmint, Japanese mint, peppermint and bergamot. For the NPK dose, it is very important. So per acre it is less 48, 20 and 16 NPK, whereas for hectare 120, 50 and the 40. So due to deficiency nitrogen, so now it causes the chlorosis, that is loss of the chlorophyll. You are observing this leaf, it is not showing green. Then stunted growth is there, and therefore sufficient nitrogen is important. Same thing for phosphorus. So it causes the supplies including increase pigmentation, and usually dark green leaves are become the smaller if it is less. Then it shows the it stimulate the photosynthesis and this one. And potassium, if it is low, so it shows the stunted growth and bronzing of the leaf margins are there, or the they shows. So potassium deficiency is the maintained. Then symptoms for sulfur: stunted plant growth, plants are not growing properly. Then in irrigation, so here the depending on the soil type and this one, so 6 to 9 times requires the watering before the monsoon, and it requires the 3 irrigations after the monsoon. So 60% growth, it is based on the water, and it may causes on this one. Then major diseases are rust, that is powdery mildew, and the stolon rot. And major insects are leaf roller, hairy caterpillar and the termite. So you remember step by step this one. The rust is Puccinia menthe is there, like the heat, Puccinia graminis. So here Puccinia menthe is there, and the leaves shows the yellow and the hollow. So controlled by 0.3% copper fungicide, and it is recommended. Then powdery mildew, Iricyphe, Cicoracearum. Then mint diseases are the stolon rot. It is the Macrophomina phaseoli. So it is disease causing the root rotting and death of the entire plant is there. Control by crop rotation is important. Then root rot, Thalavia basicola, it is a rhizotonia. So dark brown narcotic spots are appearing in this one on the leaves. And control the stolons are generally before planting, they are to be treated by the 0.25 solution of Captan or the 0.1% benite fungicide, right? So all these are the fungi. Then pest is there. So how is the pest? So mint leaf roller, it is the one pest. So it roll the and the feed inside the inside material. So it is mint leaf roller. Then red pumpkin beetle, Achelophora genus. Minimum you remember the common names. So leaves and buds are eaten by the insects. Then cutworms are there. So these cutworms generally during the spring season they damage the young plant. Then hairy caterpillars are there. So all these are the pests. Then how it is collected from the field, it is called as harvesting. So generally after crop growth, so 100 to 120 days after the planting, the leaves are ready for the cutting, harvesting. About the 2 to 3 centimeter above the ground, the leaves the branches are cut, and in 80 days generally first harvest is there. Then later on there is having the second in the September. So like this one, about 20,000 to 25,000 kg per hectare generally it is done, and from which 50 to 70 kg oil maybe produce from the 1 hectare. And then extraction and utilization. So after fresh cutting, it is used for the extraction for the oil preparation. The peppermint oil preparation is like this one diagram. So condenser is there, mixture of steam, then storage, then condenser for the cooling, this one, and the separator. So remember this diagram for your study. It is done by the steam distillation. The fresh or partly dried are there. Yield is 0.1 to 1%. Steps in the extraction are there. So step first cutting, then so into small pieces. Step 3, it is done the extraction and it is stored. So here total this extraction method it is to be applied, right? Then chemical constituents of the mentha are there. So they shows the limonene, cineol, uh, then menthol, then isomenthone, methyl acetate. Menthol is there 30%. Menthol is the important. The ratio of cineol content to the limonene content should be minimum. And here this is a good field of the mentha arvensis is there, right? So in the next lecture we will see about the eucalyptus. So thanks to all, have a nice day.